African Information Network, AIN.
Hello there, welcome once again to African Information Network Television. I am Dr. Michael Umunna, and this is Focal Point Africa. Today's title is COVID-19. Does Nigeria have the capacity to sustain a lockdown? On the 17th of April, 17th of this month actually, the first high-profile victim of the coronavirus pandemic, Abba Kyari, the Chief of Staff of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, succumbed to the debilitating effects of this virus. On that day, people actually had a reality check. They began to really understand that this thing is very, very dangerous. There has been a lockdown announced. First, it was for 2 weeks. Now it has been extended for 2 more weeks. So the question that we're asking is, does Nigeria have the capacity to sustain a lockdown? And the answer is no, for these various reasons. One, lack of energy. You lock a people down means that they cannot go anywhere. If they have to live at all, they are just living to get essential commodities to survive, living to get things like food, get things like water. But then they are going to be at home when they get that food. If they have to keep food enough to sustain them for 2 weeks, this food has to have a means of being preserved. The Nigerian Electric Power Authority, never expect power always, does not have that capability. Most of those who have some kind of power, some kind of energy in Nigeria depend on generators. And these generators have to be fueled. Right now, if you cannot leave your house to go buy fuel, or you do not have the money to do so, because most of these guys who are going to be at home will not have any kind of resources to do anything. How do you sustain that kind of lockdown? Then secondly, lack of essential awareness. Something that goes with the lack of efficient energy is you do not have electricity to preserve your food. You do not equally have electricity to watch television, listen to the radio, so that there will be some kind of awareness being spread, and then you are aware of what is going on and what is expected of you as a citizen of the country, so that we can all help to curb the insurgence of this pandemic that has come upon us. The third is social distancing. 6 feet has been generally established as a normal social distance, because this virus, they say, can be transmitted from one person to the other through close contact. So if you maintain at least a distance of 6 feet from one another, then you will not have that problem. We will be able, as time goes on, to contain the spread, because people are staying away from each other. Just the other day, first of all, let me even go back to the burial of Abba Kyari. If you watch that video carefully, you will see that people are standing so close to each other. There's a large multitude of people, and a lot of them do not even have face masks on. So how do you say you are establishing or you are maintaining a social distance that is necessary to curb the spread of this pandemic? Then 4, medical facilities. One of the countries of the world that have one of the most gruesome, one of the worst medical facilities is Nigeria. Pre-COVID-19 era, privilege in society, the privilege in the Nigerian society, when they are sick, they have a headache, their children are sick, they can fly them overseas. They come to the United States of America, they travel to Germany, they travel to so many other countries that have good medical facilities to take care of their medical problems. But today, we are all stuck in Nigeria, where these medical facilities are non-existent. I can't even imagine what those quarantine areas look like in Nigeria right now. I saw a video once of a man begging for his wife to be allowed to go home, because they will have a better place to take care of her. somebody who tested positive for COVID-19, they'll have a better place at home to take care of her than leave her in the quarantine facility. Just last week, there was evidence in one village in the eastern part of Nigeria, about 7 tubers of yams were given out to 7 villages, 7 quarters in that village to share. How do you share 7 tubers of yams amongst people who live in 7 quarters? That is disgraceful. And then we have increased criminality. Because there is no food, the hungry man and the hoodlums in society are attacking vendors, food vendors. There was an indication where a bread seller or a bread distributor was trying to transport bread from one area of Lagos to another. He was hijacked, attacked by miscreants of society, and again by those who are hungry, because the hungry man, they say, is an angry man. The implication of all these things, the consequences of all these things, is that we pray to God very seriously that this pandemic does not come into our country, Nigeria, as aggressively as it did in Italy, and it is doing in the United States of America, countries that have the capabilities to deal with a pandemic of that nature. We pray very seriously it does not come in like that, because it is going to be very, very dastardly ugly. Just yesterday, I received a video from Kano. They are having a football match, and you have hundreds upon thousands of people around there watching a football match. And this is a country where there's supposed to be a lockdown. We pray that God help us all. Have a good day. Bye.